Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we are going into race 5 of our Formula 1 24 career mode series. We currently sit in P6 in the constructors and drivers standing on 33 points, and so far it's been a pretty productive season. So we will advance time just to get some of these resource points, but before we do, we will make some major changes to the car. Hopefully, I wouldn't mind being able to do that, but it's a bit too pricey, so we will just settle for a chassis upgrade. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it and see if this beam wing gets put on, which it doesn't. Awesome start to the video, but the secondary wing flaps do. Before getting updated by our team then cutting me off, basically 1 out of 2 upgrades went on. We have set a harder compound tyre for the weekend, but let's get into practice now. So I'm hoping we can get 15 to 15. Last time I believe it was 13 out of 15 from memory. But yeah, just trying to get those resource points up and developing this car as much as we can. So let's head into a quick practice one now. I really don't like this category because they are a lot longer and they just suck the time out of you. So we might risk it with a 13-minute one here, which did not go my way. So we are in a bit of strife probably. Yeah, I don't really like those options we've got there. So we will try and get our 5 for the session, maybe 6 potentially if this comes off. Yep, perfect. And let's have a look into ERS. Can't do that, so let's hope this one gets us our 6th of the session, which it does. So overall, not too poor, but yeah, we are going to be looking to get the other, I think, yeah, my math isn't working, but the other 9. So I will take that. Oh, maybe it's a sprint race, which I did not account for. So we are back with the sprint race qualifying. It does look like it is about to rain. I don't like the look of this because it says there's 3 sessions. I don't know if there should be 3 sessions. I'm seriously hoping that there isn't, but we will head out to the track because I don't think it's too wet at the moment. So we are off on our first quali lap for the sprint. So we will see how we track. I have underfilled the car just to set the best possible time on these tyres and hope I don't need to go back out again because I do want to save these mediums, ideally. So we have set a purple first sector, which is pretty solid starting. But yeah, the engine wear is not the greatest. So like if we are sitting at the back, I might even just like cop the penalty and put on everything brand new. Just because we might as well get a fresh set and just, if we're not going to lose positions, like it'd be 3 points. But we will have to wait and see what happens here.
We've just been pushed down into P18.
So we are running a bit slow, I think, here. So we actually might need to come back out after this banker lap. Well, it's now been called a banker lap because it's such a shit lap. But we will wait and see. ERS active. Probably a lockup coming. Oh, actually not too bad there. So we will hit ERS again. And release a bit early and then go over the fucking curb. Well done, Will. We have set a fastest lap somehow, and I'm assuming that's because I've set the first lap. So as you guys saw, we did set the fastest lap of the race. We are still sitting there. That is incredible. We are just ahead of the Red Bulls and Mercedes. So I am not going to go back out. I'm assuming it's straight to the sprint, but we will have to wait and see. So that time is a very, very sharp time. We have been pipped by Max, though, to go into P2, which I will take a front row of the sprint grid, I guess. Which we do get, and he does pip us by 3.5. So that is a big gap. But but overall pretty impressive performance by the Kick Sauber, especially considering Valtteri was in 16th. So it does look like there is 3 sprint qualies. So let's see how we go in the second, but if I get anywhere near that time again, I am taking it and running. Wow, so we are back with sprint quali 2. We are going to go out on a flying lap here and try and set another incredible time like previous. There is gloomy skies around, so we do probably want to beat the rain.
We think we might see some rain. ETA about 15 minutes. Okay, dries seem like the best tyre for now.
So rain 15 minutes away, which shouldn't impact our timeline. But let's see how we can do here. So we're going to jump on board with our first lap. So we have started off pretty solidly so far. I mean, we are only going on a straight, so the only way it could be probably worse is going into the wall, which should be very difficult to do. Now, I do love the Shanghai circuit. It's a nice fast track, but it does rip through my tyres and it doesn't help me on a race basis. We have set a purple first. I don't know if any other cars have set a time, but it looks like they may have, which they have. So a purple first sector is pretty decent. So we're aiming for a 1:35.7 at the moment. So let's see how we go. I'm actually impressed by the way I'm racing this track at the moment. So we are going to hit ARS on a 1:35.5.
That's P13, P13.
Sort of irrelevant, Jeff, and I haven't set a time, but okay. Gotta love banter with the engineer. If he keeps his mouth shut, he might get a special surprise, so maybe a kiss. Anyway, that was cringe. But you're going to get to hear that, everyone, especially Christian Smythe. I am going to keep giving him shout-outs every single episode until I find out he has the PS5. So join in with the comments and just get stuck into that lanky prick. Ooh, that's a good time again. I think that should honestly be good enough to get me through. So we are back in the garage, and that time does look very strong. I don't think we're going to get pushed out of the top 10 here, just considering how good a time Max has set there. We did go down a bit late though, so we will have to wait and see. So we are P7. There is some room to improve, but no one else got below a 1:35, so Max is just yonks ahead, and it will be hard to catch him come race time. But overall, for Kick Sauber, 7th is a good start. We are back in Sprint Quali 3. We are going to get out on a quick flying lap, because I don't know if it's still raining, and I'm hoping it's not. It is definitely raining, we can confirm that. So let's see how we go here. We do have some engine issues by the look of it. So, I think this does favour us, the wet track though. We did see in Australia we qualified up the front with this sort of weather about. So let's see how it goes. The track looks very greasy at the moment. So we have started off not going into the wall, so pretty good if you ask me. We are taking this corner much slower than we usually do, but overall I'm pretty happy with that. You can sort of see Max struggling to keep with me as I tend to drift off the racing line just because I'm looking back at him. But yeah, not a bad start. Purple sector there. I don't know how long that will last, but we will have to wait and see if we can hold on to a very good lap here. So, impressive by the Kick Sauber so far this weekend. We have slid a bit there, and we are struggling to grip on this track. It is very greasy, very grimy, but let's see what we can produce here. There are a lot of tyre marks going off the track, and they're not mine, so that's a first, and I'll definitely take something like that. 1:48.8. We have gone off the track again. Will is struggling on this sort of surface. And Max is going to go around the outside of me. So maybe not. We have held him off. So I think Max is just a phenomenal racer and we aren't able to keep with him by the look of it. Imagine if I broke check him there. So we are going around. We are slowing him down as well in the same time. So he will obviously get a better time just because he did start further back than me. And yeah, I think I'll take a P3 on that lap. It doesn't look like there's enough time to go back and set another one. So we will have to retire from the session there and see how we go. I'm not overly impressed by the lap, but if I can hold in the top 5, I'd be pretty stoked. Well, if you look at that, we have got ourselves into P4 for the sprint race. And we are backed by Oscar Piastri. I don't want to take all the credit for Max's poor time, but fucking Lando, you owe me some beers, buddy. But yeah, let's get into sprint race number 1 of the season. We are back, guys, with the first sprint race of the season. We are starting in P4, and we are just going to go with the medium stop strategy. No stop strategy, sorry. And let's get into the race. So let's see if we can take Max out here. So decent jump. We have actually jumped ahead of Max here.
Okay,
into
we're monitoring
P3.
somewhere on the internal combustion engine. Be aware that we're going to start to see a loss of power.
So we have made a slight amount of contact with Lando and George, but we are into P2. So it is a promising start for the Kick Sauber team. And let's see if we can hold alongside with George. So we have gotten a bad exit into that corner, but we do need to try and maintain that 1 second gap, otherwise he will just get away from us. So we are going to use our ERS early, and we have gone too wide there, which is unfortunate because it is his race to win now pretty much, I'd argue. Let's try and hold up tight though, see what can be done. So I'm struggling for words at the moment with this commentary, but George Russell is surging off into the distance, and we are going to have to catch him with ERS, hopefully. The engine is 60%, so we will have to hope that holds on too. So we are right up George's clacker. We have held up quite well. Let's see what we can do in these next few laps on him. So we have gone maybe a bit wide there, but DRS should
DRS
be
is being
enabled.
this lap. We can use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
So there is a slight amount of contact. By slight, I mean probably too much contact, but it is okay. So we will get DRS on him if we stick up nice and tight. So yeah, we will have to see how we go here, lads. But P2 so far, it is getting intense. So in this championship with Max surging away.
Watch out for understeer in the wake of the car ahead.
So we have been trying to catch George all race. We've been neck and neck with George Russell all race, and there appears to be a big yellow flag. I'm trying to focus on the race and that, but it looks like there's a huge cluster of cars just on that hairpin turn. So we are gaining a decent lead on everyone else, so, but I wonder what's gone on there. So we will try and get into the DRS zone again after losing it. But as you can see, the tyres are pretty heavily worn. So we should hold on for a P2 here, but I just wonder what's gone on there. So we are back within DRS range, so we are in striking distance. We have been on manual deploy for ARS, so that has been helping on the straights, especially keeping in DRS, because that's the thing with me. If I'm out of that, I'm toast. So let's see what we can do. And I do tend to make a lot of ground up here. It's just the rest of the circuit I struggle. So let's have a look at what we can do. Georgie is struggling. We might need to make a move at next lap, I reckon, is the game plan. But yeah, wow, we have such a big lead, and the cars are just so dispersed. There's another yellow flag there. Fernando Alonso has been disqualified. Wow. So that is wild, and I'm assuming it would be because they are stopped on the track. So we might need to have a look at that after the race. We have fallen outside DRS because I have been talking too much and not focusing enough. But yeah, within 1.8, 1.1, 1.4 now. Let's see what we can do. Locked up there, so heavy, and just look to the sky and hope that we get within DRS range, because it will be hard to come back if we're not. We are getting tight, but I don't think it will be enough. A big lock up there. But yeah, let's hope we have it. I don't know where the zone for the ERS is, but we have got it. So we have got it on this straight. We will use ERS and DRS to catch him.
You just started the final lap of the race. Final lap.
So we are going to go up the inside of him here. And we are going to go into P1 of this race. Wow. So much chaos has been going on. And we have surged into the lead of the Shanghai sprint race. Wowee. So I don't think we need to worry about falling off the podium. It's just staying on the top step of it that we should be aiming for now. We have had a very, very tidy race. So we have hit ERS on the straight there. We will have to wait and see. Can we hold on? He is surging. He is coming up our arsehole. But I think we have him on the brakes. So let's see. We are going to hit ERS here. And pray for a miracle. And it is in. We have gotten our first fucking sprint race victory. Let's get it. So there you have it, lads. First ever sprint race victory in this career mode. From 4th to 1st. Phenomenal. Now if we have a look here, we can see all the action that's unfolded. So a few cars came out going from 20th to 10th is crazy. But Max, Lando, Oscar and Charles Leclerc all outside of the sprint points, and Fernando and Ricciardo with a DNF. What a crazy turn of events that is, but we will see you in the next session, guys. Hey guys, welcome back to Q1. This is for the actual race. So after finishing P1 in the sprints, we've looked to go and secure another podium. Hopefully, fingers crossed. We are going to up the difficulty after this race. But yeah, so and by the way, it is a new day, if you couldn't tell by the shirt. Been a bit busy, so just took a bit of time to get this video out to you guys. But let's head out to the track now. So off on the flying lap we go.
We've just been pushed down into P18.
Max borderline parking himself on the circuit there. I am absolutely shocked I didn't run up his tailpipe there. But anyway, we are still driving, so that is good signs. So far, so good with this lap, I reckon. I have used ARS at the wrong time there. But we are overtaking cars. I think Hamilton's done his fast lap anyway, so I mean, it'd be a worry if we weren't overtaking him. But we are sticking to this racing line quite nicely, I must say myself. That is not the best exit there. And off the track we go. So this isn't the best of second sectors. I think our first sector was really impressive, but the second sector has left something to be desired. So We are aiming for about a 135 here, sorry. I got my digits confused, but let's see how we can go. We only need the top 15, so we should get that, especially considering how he went in sprint qualifying. And we are going to lock up, but I think we still should get a good enough time to go through here. Around the outside and up the straight. So we are 3/10 off the lead. So we're back in the garage now. I don't know if I'm going to go back out. We are 0.9 off max, but there's about a 0.5 gap off second. So we are about 6/10 in the clear, and I think Perez is the only one that can really push our spot here. So I think we will accelerate the time and just see how we go. I think if we get pushed down to 12th, maybe I head back out, but I think we're pretty safe here. So I will see you guys at the end of this session. So we have been pushed down to 12th, which isn't the end of the world. We are through to Q2 now, so we are going to have to improve on that time. So we are back in Q2. We have started the session with a sensor fault, so we will get into quali after that has been done. But so far, so good. We are in Q2, so let's see how we go with this session. So after bottling our first lap, we set out on our second lap of Q2.
Okay, we've only got 1 lap of fuel remaining.
We have started slightly better, but still nothing to be desired. But we will see how we can escape this first sector. So we've set a purple sector one time here, which is far better than the first lap we did. Let's see if we can build on that. I think our third sector at assembly did have a big lock up, which I'm going to exclude from the video. And we did forget to use our ERS on the back straight. So let's see what we can do. But we are still up on our first lap, which is good. By 4/10 at the moment, and it is rapidly growing.
We've dropped to P15.
So we are going to hammer down on ERS here, and we will make up a lot of time. I'm expecting a 1.5 to 2 second improvement on this lap. We'll see how we can go though. Look at that time difference between the laps here, lads. And if we don't lock up here, I think we're in pretty good stead to hitting the top row of the grid here for Q2 anyway. So it's about a 1.4 second better lap. We have set 2 purples there as well. So if we look at that, we have gone into P8 here. Definitely a good little time. So let's see how we can go in Q3, but I'm hoping we can improve on that a bit. Like we did set 2 purple sectors. So off on our final lap of Q3. This will be included in the video if it is better most likely, or if I do crash, which was looking probable then. But we did set a really poor first lap, so we have had to go back out as we are in 10th. But let's see how we can produce here. It is a bad time I've gone out on the track as well, just due to all this traffic. It's like being in Melbourne of peak hour. But still, let's see what can be done. We are a 10th up so far behind Sir Lewis Hamilton. It will be different seeing him in a Ferrari next season, I'm not going to lie, but I am all for it, and I know you are too, Smithy. But we are 3/10 up so far, so we could push the back end of the top 10. I think we won't be getting any higher than we are already without some improvement on this turn. which we do get some, but not enough for my liking. So it is looking like P10, I think. Yeah. So after sitting 2 dismal laps in Q3, we are going to be starting the grid from 10th. I am looking at chucking some new engine parts in, just copping the penalty and getting a better running car. So we are going to fit some new engine parts here, just because I don't think the grid penalty will be too bad. It's only going to be a 10 placer. For the amount of upgrades we're fitting, I think it's worth it. I think we could still compete for the back end of some points, but I am just happy to get this car back up and running to its full potential, especially considering how poor it was running in the later phases of quali. So after applying those new engine parts, we are still sitting in P10 by the look of it. So I hope the parts have been applied, because I don't know why else I'd be sitting in P10 here, lads. But I will take what I can get. It's better than the back of that grid. So as you can see there, it has popped up on the screen as well, the big grid penalty, but they haven't applied it, which is strange. It might be a little rort I could use going forward, but I do want to try and make it relatively realistic. We have jumped into P7 early with a bit of contact, but so far so good. We are sitting up Stroll, so let's see what we can produce here. Up the inside we go, and we are corner cutting there, so we hand that position back unintentionally though. So it isn't the worst start. We have used one of our 3 penalties though, so we will be looking to stay on the track a bit more frequently. And we have started on the hard, so we should theoretically be slower.
Now stay alert for threats around you.
So we have put our ERS deploy to none, so we can manually control that and try and get some overtakes on the straights. That did tend to work well in the sprint race for us, so we are hoping that it does again here. So Perez is in 6th now. He has had a mare of a start by the look of it, and we are going to try and get him.
DRS is now available.
So we are going to try and go around the outside. The cars are a bit hesitant around here, so I think there is plenty of opportunity for us to take it into P6, and now we're back on the arse of Stroll. So Rich Boy is next on the hit list.
Experience some understeer now that you're in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as soon as possible.
We do lock up there, which isn't ideal, but it isn't the worst situation. We can keep up with Rich Boy, we're fucking laughing. By the way, no hate for you, Lance. Don't sue me, please. So we are hoping to get DRS on the back straight. And if we do, Lance is going to have a car right up his clacker. So we will hold off there on ERS deploy, just because I don't think we're going to be able to get him. And that is a poor bit of driving by me, so we will see what happens here. So we do go up the inside of Stroll, and then we struggle to make that stick there. So we are going to have to pull our finger out, and he has lost DRS of the cars in front. So we will need to keep that in mind. We are going to go around the outside, but he does defend quite well. We are being quite aggressive with Rich Boy here. So, wow. Let's see if we can get him here, but we have maybe cost ourselves by making him go outside that DRS zone of Norris, because it is going to be a lot harder to catch the pack now, so we will have to make some absolute groundwork here. We do have DRS, and we are going up that straight at a rate of knots to overtake Stroll up the outside, and we should make that stick into this corner. So we are into P5 now, and we are looking quite good in this race.
Nice work, mate. That brings you up a place.
So we do set a purple sector 3, but if you look, the Ferrari is miles ahead. I can't see anyone catching that Ferrari now. I think Alonso is holding a lot of cars up here as well, which is not ideal for everyone, but it is definitely good for us. So we are looking at getting Norris and Verstappen at this lap, hopefully. Oh my goodness, what's going on there, lads? We have been very lucky.
I'd love to see a bit of aggression, but not like this, mate. Come on, let's keep it clean.
No damage considering the little collision, and yeah, we have been told by the engineer no notable collision, so he has seen something he doesn't like with our driving, and we will have to work on that. So we are going to have to make a move, but I just wonder what Max was doing there. Like, he just stopped and blocked, and yeah, wow. So let's hit ARS early and hope we can get some good fucking tow from Lando here. So we do make some ground. I think we are going to make the move. There is a slight bit of contact with Lando, but we should hold P4 here, which is looking dicey. He does get the lead back. We do go off the track trying to hold on, but we stay in P4. What a start to this Grand Prix. We are from P10 to 4, and we are going to be up the hammer of Max here. The CPU does lose a lot of time here, and this is where we are prospering quite fruitfully. So we sit up Max's ass now, but let's see how we can go here. He has been held up well by Alonso. We forgot his name for a second there, but it is looking solid. A tyre condition 17%, so we are on the hards. We may need to go into a 2-stopper depending on the compounds we have left. Could be a hard, medium, but it depends if we have 2 of the harder compound tyres. So we should get Max either on the straight or around that chicane or hairpin. But yes, let's see how we can go. So Alonso in second, Max in first, and the Ferrari soaring out well into the lead. We will see that lead when we do get these overtakes to stick. So Max does go up the inside of Alonso, so that is not ideal, because it will mean Max has a bit more open space. But we are going to go up the inside and get DRS on Alonso here. So Max has gone into fifth, sorry, from second to the fifth in the space of a few corners. Gee, my English is struggling at this hour. So we are 5.6 off Charles Leclerc, but we could build our lead on Lando now by the look of it. Let's see what we can do. I think P1 is almost out of the question here though, lads, but we will have to wait and see. So we are boxing this lap. Max went in the lap before and he did seem to get the undercut on us. So he should come out with a few second gap on us, but we will see what we can produce. Like if we get a sub 2 second pit stop, we're laughing, but I don't think that's even possible. Anyway, let's see what we can do. We will aim for an ideal turn in. Bingo, optimal. Let's go.
Right, let's go. Come on. Perfect
And
job
not
on
the
the turn
worst
in there, mate.
stop
Looks like
we
a
could have
nice
had
stop
there.
time.
So
We're happy with that one. Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tyres.
Max and Lando
Valtteri's in the pits.
Max and Lando have both undercut us here, but I think we can catch them. But only time will tell. So we will use our ERS and hammer time, as Toto Wolff once said, or still probably says. It's hammer time, Lewis, but we will see what we can do. We did get outplayed by their strategy selection, so we are going to have to be at the top of our game to catch them. So we can just hold ERS, and DRS, sorry, not ERS. We should have plenty of that as well. We could make some inroads on them. So we are going onto the back straight here, and we are aiming for that third step on the podium if we can stay on the track. I have realised I have also left my ERS on, so let's see what we can do. Anyway, we do have DRS. We will need to milk that time back on Lando. So he has broke late as well there, but we are hot on his hammer here, so we will get DRS yet again. We could even try and push a fast lap coming up. So we do get the overtake to stick, and now it's just Max's turn to be chased down. So our tyres are getting blown through pretty swiftly here. But overall, I think we can catch Max if we put some good sectors, as we have set at Purple Sector 1. So let's try and hammer down and lock in now. So we do set the fastest lap of the race there, but let's hammer down and continue to press Max Verstappen here, boys. Overall, not the worst lap though, obviously. So Esteban Ocon looks to have an engine failure. We are just sitting in P3 now, so the undercut strategy did not go in our favour. Max definitely took advantage of us there, but as you can see, he is rocketing up alongside the Ferrari nearly. There's 3 laps to go in this race, and we are just trying to probably hold off Lando at this point. I don't think we're going to make any more progress here. So, yeah, realistically, I don't think there's much more we can do here, and just stay on the track and just try and just stay on the podium, really. And Max should probably cruise into victory by the way he's driving, because he is just surging. We do have the fastest lap at the moment. But yeah, it's been a pretty boring race minus the start, to be honest. And as you can see, we're outside DRS of not Esteban, Lando. So yeah, we will just keep chugging along, and we will see you guys in the last lap or so, because there isn't really too much to report here. And yeah, the only thing that might change in this top 3 is who's first and who's second. So I'll join you guys shortly. So we are going into the final lap here. We went off the track in the last turn of that lap, so it has allowed Norris to get within 2 seconds of us. I think we should still hold on here. And same with Leclerc. So nothing really has changed since the last time I checked in. But yeah, look, we're back out to a
Okay, keep an
2-second
eye on
lead.
that gap ahead, please. 8.4 seconds.
The cunt just keeps yapping, doesn't he? Like, he just talks way too much. I don't know how to turn him off. Anyway, we are currently looking the goods for P3, so I think we should get across the line here in a pretty good stead, and it will be another successful race weekend. I believe it will be 21 points in total for Kick Sauber, because Bottas obviously doesn't want to contribute to our success in the constructors, but our tyres are cooking on 65% for the front, 61 for the front left, and 35 for the next tyre. So, bit of a discrepancy there, but we have done very well here. Max is looking tight on Charles Leclerc there, but Smithy, you will be a happy man, and Ferrari looks to have their first win of the season, which will help them in the constructors against us. Not that I think we're going to be competing, but the way we're racing, there's no reason we can't be in the top 3 drivers this season. And like that, we cross the line in third. Let's get it, let's go. So just like that, guys, we finished with the second most points for the weekend. I was incorrect. We did end up with 16. As you can see, Charles Leclerc the most for the weekend with 25. So pretty good weekend for us. We have made some inroads on the leader of the season. But quite a few cars getting points that weekend, even Yuki getting a couple, so yeah, very good result. We do finish with the fastest lap by quite a comfortable margin, 6/10 by the look of it. So we had the pace, we just didn't execute. Our teammate finishing in last of the classified drivers. The P3 from P10, considering we did have that grid penalty that wasn't applied, I will definitely be taking that. So we have just gotten 2,500 experience points for that race, so you'll definitely be taking that. And it has rapidly bumped up our experience to 57. So overall, a very good weekend for our driver rating as well, up at 69. I'm a fucking terrible winker. But yeah, we are 43% on Bottas. I don't know if that actually can improve because it hasn't looked to be. But yeah, overall pretty solid. And yeah, let's jump in. So overall in the standings, sitting P4, definitely going to take that 5 points ahead of Sergio, and we are leading the Aussies. Valtteri, one of 4 drivers with no points this season, but Kick Sauber still sitting in 5th. I think the lowest we can possibly go would be 7th, going by how the other cars are going. But definitely a pretty good start to the season. 2 podiums and a win in those podiums. So we have gone 4 consecutive points finishes as well. So it is looking quite healthy for us this season. We are going to go and finish the video there, guys. So if you did enjoy, make sure to leave us a like down below, and in the comments, comment any ideas you have for me this series and any future video ideas. And yeah, do be sure to chuck us a sub if you are enjoying me, and if not, I hope the algorithm finds you again so you can continue on this glorious series. Now until then, catch you guys later.